At first light, sunflower oil begins as a storm of seeds. Every load is measured by eye, weight, and habit. Protection starts before the road does.
A sealed load carries the harvest into industry.
From field to facility, the route is engineered time. Every kilometer tightens the chain of supply. The factory doesn't guess. First, it weighs. Traceability starts with a stamp and a number. The first drop is not oil, it's controlled flow.
Before machines move, people agree on the rules.
Gravity is the first conveyor in sunflower oil. The factory lifts the harvest, 1 cup at a time. Upward motion turns volume into precision. Cleaning begins where the noise gets sharp. In this corridor, sunflower seeds are purified for oil. Even invisible risks are pulled from the stream. Air becomes a tool, separating weight from waste.
What doesn't belong is forced to confess its weight.
Flow control is the first act of efficiency. The seeds travel protected, but never idle. Between walls, the plant still breathes and moves.
Here, the harvest becomes a measured input.
Temperature shapes how oil will later release. Moisture is tuned like a dial, not a guess. The seed structure is broken to free what's inside. The path narrows toward pressure and heat. This is the first reveal. Sunflower oil in its raw voice.
Even liquid must be cleaned the moment it's born.
What's left still holds oil, so the process continues.
The second extraction is quieter, but more complete.
In the extraction wing, safety and chemistry share the same walls. Nothing enters unless the system is sealed and grounded. Here, sunflower cake becomes a matrix for separation. Solvent touches every surface where oil still hides. Now the oil rides in a new carrier, micella. What remains is rescued, meal made safe and useful.
Heat leaves the meal, but value stays.
The solvent returns to cycle. Oil moves onward. Crude oil is a beginning, not the finish.
Refining is where clarity is engineered.
Impurities don't disappear, they're separated.
Speed becomes a filter when physics is trusted.
Acidity is corrected with controlled chemistry.
What's unwanted is removed, not masked. Each wash reveals a cleaner sunflower oil. Clarity is earned one separation at a time. Heat prepares the oil to let color go. Under vacuum, the oil becomes receptive to purification. A fine clay captures what the eye would never forgive. Purity moves forward through controlled turbulence. Filtration turns the messy into the spotless.
Waste is contained as carefully as product.
Now the oil is prepared for its final refinement.
Deodorization removes what taste and smell would reveal. In silence and steam, sunflower oil becomes neutral and clean.
After purification, the oil is calmed and cooled.
The final filter is the last promise of purity.
Now the product rests, protected from air and time. Every batch must prove itself before it leaves. From storage, sunflower oil moves toward its final form.
A clean container is the oil's first partner. Even the bottle must be purified for sunflower oil.
Measured drops become a standardized promise. Closure is control. Nothing leaks, nothing fails.
Every cap is tightened to the same silent standard.
Identity is applied at speed, without losing precision. Numbers make the product accountable to time.
Automation watches every detail humans can't hold. Order is manufactured, one spacing at a time.
A thin skin becomes protection for the journey.
Heat finishes the wrap with invisible force. Weight is proof. Every pack matches the promise. Cardboard turns into structure at machine speed. The line never pauses, only transitions. Sealed and labeled, sunflower oil is ready for scale. Automation begins where repetition becomes perfect. A single lift repeats thousands of times without fatigue. Precision is built into the pattern, layer by layer.
Even friction is engineered for the journey ahead.
A finished pallet is a unit of logistics, not just boxes. Wrapping turns stacked cases into a single moving object. Tension is measured, so nothing shifts when it matters. The load is sealed against dust, moisture, and time. From now on, the pallet is tracked like a living record. Automation carries the load with silent discipline. Every movement is recorded, every destination assigned. Storage becomes a vertical city of inventory. Software turns space into strategy. A perfect placement is the hidden art of logistics.
When the market calls, the warehouse answers instantly.
Precision retrieval is storage played in reverse. Outbound flow begins with a controlled release. Every pallet is verified before it meets the world.
Human eyes still guard what machines can miss.
Weight confirms the sum of every earlier decision. The boundary between factory and road disappears. The last meters are handled with careful power. Alignment is the difference between smooth and damaged. Secured in place, the product is ready for distance.
Dispatch is a signature backed by procedure.
Paperwork is the invisible conveyor outside the factory.
A seal closes the story inside the trailer.
From here, the product becomes supply. A modern plant ships in rhythms, not in batches. Even at rest, the system stays ready to move.
Before shipment becomes trust, the lab demands proof.
Color tells the story of refining in a single glance.
Numbers replace assumptions every time.
Acidity is tracked to the decimal, not the guess.
Shelf life begins with what you remove.
Oxidation leaves fingerprints the lab can read.
Freshness is verified, not advertised.
Safety is measured in what's not allowed inside.
Release is a decision backed by evidence.
Quality signs the final permission to leave.
In storage, sunflower oil becomes inventory, ready on demand.
Order is protected by sequence, not memory.
Bay 4, go ahead and back it in.
Dispatch is choreography. Every bay has a purpose.
Safety interlocks turn motion into controlled work. The road waits on the other side of this threshold.
Lift, align, and move. Simple actions, perfected.
Inside the trailer, space is measured like geometry.
Good.
Every restraint is a promise against movement.
Scale is built by repeating the right action perfectly.
The last pallet completes the load's identity.
Closing the doors is closing the chain of custody.
A seal is small, but it carries accountability.
One shipment leaves, the system prepares the next. Even resting inventory is counted, tracked, and ready. Behind every pallet is a schedule that never sleeps.
Stability protects flavor long after refining ends.
Distribution turns production into presence in the world. The factorial's output becomes motion across highways. Details matter, even after the product is finished.
The last control point confirms the shipment's integrity.
From seed to bottle, every step is connected.
The final form is simple because the work behind it is complex.
The plant resets, ready to repeat the cycle. Even after daylight, the system watches itself. The work continues, measured in shifts and seasons. Every day, the story begins again with motion. In the end, consistency is the true product. A modern factory is a chain, only as strong as its checks. Completion is recorded, then the system moves on. From seed to shipment, every space is part of one machine. Here it is, sunflower oil ready in its final counted form. Stored with precision, waiting for the next call to move.
Dispatch is the final handoff from factory to world.
And this is how modern factories produce sunflower oil from start to finish.
The process never stops, only the frame does.